Hello friends, welcome to Southern Creator Channel. My name is Alan. Today's video is going to be a good one, a little bit longer than normal. We are going to be focused very heavily on finishing up our pillars, our non-ruined pillars. Lots of big ones going in, small ones. We are going to be smoothing out this terrain to see how that looks, doing some plate work all over the place. So really good content packed into this one. Let's take a look. All right, so we start out here. I have done just a little bit of work with some of this, some of the brickwork around here. But this video this week, we're going to be doing mainly terrain. I need to smooth this out, put a couple layers of plate around a lot of this stuff, kind of put some rough areas in here. And then once we've got that, we can start putting down a small mixture of tile and slopes, both straight slopes and curved slopes, and individual studs. It'll take time, but it'll be easy. That's the difference here. It'll take a lot of time to do all of this landscape, but it should be pretty simple and straightforward. Like I said in the previous video, we just need to find a good mixture between slopes, studs, and tiles that looks decent here. So we'll get started. All right, here is unrefined terrain. As we move over this way, you can see I started cleaning up right here. Like I said, I didn't want stairs necessarily as much as I just wanted a bit of a gradient going up. So there's that. I wanted it a bit uneven, just random, and I think we accomplished that. And as we go over here, I wanted to have a very gradual rise as well here, kind of going up towards this archway, and then a bit of it extending out around this pillar here. And I'm gonna quit knocking this out. This is part of my problem, is these up front aren't actually connected to anything yet. I need to do that. So what I'm going to do is have this be something of a basin in here, just a very gradual kind of little basin area. And I'm going to build it around towards this way, just to give me enough terrain where I can connect these wedge plates. So as we smooth out this terrain over here, this is already looking much better. As we smooth all this out and quit tearing up our border, so smooth this out, this is looking better. We'll connect all this and get that firm and connected, and then we'll be able to clean up this side. So we're off to a very good start. All right, so I've got a good chunk of this done. You can see this ravine starting to form. I've got this kind of secure, and then I just need to get this section over here done, and of course get these things situated where I'm not knocking them down anymore. So that'd be great. All right, well, let's move on to this next section. And voila. So we've got here our little bit of a basin in there. We've got, as I talked about, wanting a nice slope, but not necessarily stairs right here. Also a focus on that area. And I've got most of this gradient taken care of. I think this is turning out fairly well. And so now we need to just got a couple little things more to finish over here. We need to put some more I want some kind of large pillars, really run down to the point of, there's no more light, almost like this, but there's no more Sith runes showing through. So I want to have a whole lot more back here, really fill this in. I want this filled in with stone structures. And then we'll have, some minor things here, chunks of rock that just litter the area. Okay, so we're doing very well. I've gotten a lot done these last couple days. So then we'll really start smoothing this out with curved slopes, some tiles, well-placed studs. We have a lot to do, but we have accomplished a lot. So we're on a roll here. Over this past week, I have constructed about 12 pillars without runes. So in the interest of expedience and not boring everyone to death, I am going to go ahead and show all 12 that I built now rather than having shown the process. As you've seen one pillar, you've seen them all. So let's start out with this one here. I wanted it to really show degradation beyond repair, such that there's a reason why you don't see any runes on them. Next, I did want one that was rather flat. I actually made a couple of these. Probably end up sticking it back there somewhere, but you can see there's scratches and gouges on the face of it where the runes would have been. All right, here's the other one in that same vein, a little smaller, but there's a similar one there. All right, and another 4x4 one here, just really deteriorated down. There's nothing left of it really to show any runes. I also made quite a few, let's see here, about 5 smaller 3x3 ones, right? Here's this one. Got some very nice little ones here to just kind of put around some more forward areas, right? Here we go. And for this one here, I made it a little more round here, much similar to this leg here, these two pillars over this archway. All right. This one here, I have made to perhaps slant a little bit. We'll see how we can build that into there. And these last two are very unique, very interesting. I used inverted slopes, regular slopes, to actually, it's a straight up build, but artificially looks like it is leaning here. I think this will be nice. I made one more just like it for a different side of the build. Right, you can just see how this thing is leaned over and there's chunks of it falling out, state of deterioration. So these are cool. I'm proud of these. So there's about a dozen of these things I made. We're probably going to make some more, but for this wave, I wanted to go ahead and get them all out at the same time rather than have just a boring time lapse of me building these things over the last week. Now, what we need to do is find places around here to install these in. I'll go ahead and start getting to work on that. And then we'll kind of take another look at how much more we need. So stand by. I have these dozen new pillars tentatively placed. I wanted to have some of them back there. All right. And it has become very clear to me that I need more of these small 3x3 ones. Luckily, I'm not short on parts for this, as I have loads of dark bluish gray parts. So I need several more. I need, one or two here, maybe one right here, a couple, 2 or 3 right here, maybe even a little bit in here as well. So perhaps another 7 or 8 of those, but this is filling in the way I wanted it to, coming along well. So we need a few more of the small ones. I think for large pillars, I think we've got more or less what we need, which is good because I'm tired of building them. So let's get a few more small ones. I have Caston over here with me, and we have gone ahead and put in some more of these smaller bits and pieces of what were once pillars and just some rocks and debris. Of course, this Malachor 5 area is a cavern. It's a big cavern, so there's debris that drops down. So I think we've got most of what we need now as far as larger items in here. We might add 1 or 2 more little odds and ends here and there, but this is kind of what I was going for right here. There he goes. And so this is what we were going for. Now the next part is actually a bit tricky. I don't really know what I want to do as far as a plan. I have a few little ideas. Being that this was, a Sith temple weapon type area, the temple being back this way beyond this MOC here. And you would have had some pathways. I'm thinking about doing a patchwork of dark bluish gray tiles that indicate there was once something of a path here and so on, but that there's ruins and rubble around it such that you can kind of still see it, but it's not intact entirely anymore. And then having more of a mixture of studs and random tile for the rest of this. I've got to find a way to blend in these cheese slopes and my curved slopes in a way that looks natural. So I'm not really sure how to approach this, but I think the best thing to do, my philosophy on this, just start throwing some pieces in here and seeing what you get, and then we can fix it along the way if we don't like it. All right, everybody, that's been over a week of building for me, about 10-minute video at this point. So I am going to go ahead and make the next episode about refining this terrain, starting to put our tiles down and seeing what we need to do. So I want to thank you for joining me with today's episode. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.